Hello, welcome to Core Time Pilates. I'm Rochelle Burst, Certified Stop Pilates Instructor. And in this video, I am going to be reviewing 30 exercises using the fitness ring, the Pilates ring, the magic circle, or the fitness circle. They're all the same thing, but they do add an increase in muscle tension and contraction and use during these exercises. So you can also do all of these exercises without the fitness circle or the Pilates ring, or you can do them with it. You can also use the Pilates ball. I love the Pilates ball, sometimes with the ring and sometimes in place of the ring. Now, for an introduction into these exercises, I want to give a brief description of the 5 basic principles, and I will be describing the 5 basic principles during the exercise. The first is breathing, the correct inhale and exhale for each exercise. Correct head placement, also known as the head nod. It's almost like the head nod is pretending you have an apple or a fist under your neck before rolling up off the mat. It keeps your head in line with your cervical spine and prevents an overflexion or an overextension. The next thing is shoulder girdle placement, keeping a sense of broadness across the front of your shoulder girdle and the back of your shoulder girdle, and thinking of bringing your shoulder blades into a long V down your back as you're doing these exercises. The next one is rib cage placement. Rib cage stabilization involves keeping the ribs flat during overhead arm movements. And we do have some of those during these exercises. So think about really engaging your abdominals and keeping your ribs flat, not allowing them to pop during the exercise. And the last one is pelvic placement. There are 2 positions, neutral and imprint. Imprint involves shortening the distance between the pelvis and the ribs to create an abdominal contraction and to allow your lumbar spine to gently press into the mat. It is almost as if you were trying to button a pair of tight jeans where you feel that abdominal contraction. So, having said all that, let's get into these exercises. The first one we're going to do is the ab prep. We're going to lay on our back, place the handles of the ring between your knees. Your knees are bent, your feet are flat on the mat. You're going to inhale, go ahead and widen your shoulder girdle, nod your head, and flex up off the mat, and squeeze the circle. And release and roll back down. Again, inhale to prepare. Exhale, squeeze and roll up. And roll back down. Squeeze. Keep your abdominals flat. Keep the majority of your spine flat on the mat. Reach your fingertips away from you. And roll down. For 6 and 5 and 4. Exhale, press. Inhale, release. Exhale, press. 2 more. And 2. And 1. And lower down. This next exercise is the half roll back. We're going to keep the ring between our knees. We're going to sit up tall. Our arms are stretched out shoulder height, straight in front of us. Go ahead and take an inhale, squeeze the ring, and roll back, keeping a rounded spine. Inhale up. Exhale, squeeze and roll back. Inhale, release and squeeze. release, and squeeze. Release. We'll do 3 more, and 3, and 2. Keeping your body rounded from your shoulders to your hips, and come straight up to a sitting position. Last one, and we're going to pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. The next exercise we are going to do is the roll up. So you're going to lay flat on the mat, extend your legs out, extend the ring behind your head, and this is where our rib cage stabilization will come into place. So make sure as we bring the arms overhead, you really want to engage your abdominals and your rib cage, keep them attached and not allow the ribs to pop. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to inhale and bring the ring directly overhead. Exhale, begin squeezing the ring. Go ahead and nod your head, and we're going to roll up off the mat very slowly, 1 vertebra at a time. Come to a sitting position, flex over your femurs, still squeezing. Begin exhale, scoop your belly, round your back, begin placing your spine back on the mat 1 vertebra at a time, and bringing the ring back behind your head. Let's do it again. Inhale up, exhale, squeeze, and roll up 1 vertebra at a time, keeping your shoulders rounded over your femurs. Inhale. We're going to go and exhale, roll back down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale up, exhale, squeeze, not the head. Round up. Keep your pelvis tall, but your shoulders rounded. Your head will fall between your arms. And last one. Okay. The next exercise we will do are hip rolls. So we're going to go ahead and place the ring back between our knees. Lay back on the mat. Your knees are bent and your feet are flat on the mat. We are not going to press the ring or squeeze the ring during the exercise. During hip rolls, we're only going to just stabilize it between our knees. So let's go ahead and inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, begin rounding your spine, scooping your belly, and rolling your hips off the mat into 1 long line. Inhale at the top. Exhale. Begin at your spine and begin placing your back on the mat, 1 vertebra at a time. We're going to roll through imprint back to neutral. Again, exhale, roll. Articulate up, 1 vertebra at a time. When you get to the top, inhale and reach your knees away from you. Exhale, begin rolling back down. We'll do 1 more. Roll up. Stay here. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your abdominals to keep your hips lifted in space. And we're going to roll back down. Excellent. The next thing we're going to do is the shoulder bridge. So we can continue to stay in that position from hip rolls and move right into the shoulder bridge. So here is going to be a hinge at the hip. It's not a roll. So it's inhale to prepare. Exhale, hinge straight up. Squeezing the circle and release down. Exhale, squeeze and up. And inhale down. Squeeze and release. Squeeze, lengthening your knees away from you, squeezing your abdominals, squeezing your glutes, keeping your hips lifted in space, and down. Last one. Up, squeeze, and down. Excellent. The next exercise we're going to do is the 100. So as we're laying on the mat, we can actually take the ring from our knees and place it directly between our ankles. We're going to be in tabletop position, which requires us to be in imprint pelvic placement. So make sure before you lift your knees or legs off the mat, go ahead and squeeze your abdominals or lightly shift your abs and your ribs closer to one another to shorten that distance and create an abdominal contraction. Then go ahead and take one knee off the mat, the other foot off the mat, 90-degree angle. We're going to place the circle actually between our ankles here. We're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, we're going to go ahead and flex our body up off the mat and extend the legs out on a diagonal. We're going to start pumping our arms for an inhale of 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale, squeeze for 5. And inhale, squeeze and pump for 5, and exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And continue pumping your arms from the shoulders, nice firm arms, small pulses, and squeezing your ring. Now you can also bring the ring in for 5 and out for 5. Inhale, bring in, and exhale, take it out. Inhale in, and exhale out. And when you get to 100, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go ahead and lie back. Take the ring from your ankles and relax. The next exercise I am going to do is the lower and lift. So you can do it with the circle, the ring, or you can do it with the Pilates ball. I prefer the lower and lift with the ball. You can do it with either one. You can do any of these exercises with the ball or the ring. Holding the ball, or having it between your knees, or having it between your ankles. During this exercise, I'm going to demonstrate how to use the Pilates ball during an exercise. Here we go. Move this out of the way. We're going to go ahead and lie back on the mat. Bring your legs into tabletop position. I'm going to place the ball between the ankles. I'm going to go ahead and take my legs up to a 90-degree angle. Okay, I'm going to inhale lower and exhale lift. Flex your feet. Inhale lower, exhale lift. We'll do 10 and 8 and 7 and 6. And as you continue to count, I want to advise you not to lower the legs any lower than you can maintain contact with the mat for your lumbar spine. The lower, if I come here, my low back is arching off the mat, and that is not good for our spine. If I bring it up here, I have nice, good contact with the mat. So I'm going to start here at 90 and bring it here probably to about 45. And inhale down, up. 2 more, and that's it. Now the next exercise I'm going to do, I'm going to continue to use the ball here. Okay, so let's move right into the double leg stretch. So this next exercise is a double leg stretch. I'm going to continue to use the ball as I did in the previous exercise. Bring your legs up into tabletop position. We're going to place the ball between our ankles. We're going to flex off the mat. Your hands are actually kind of holding right below your knees around your shins. Upper spine is rounded. Shoulder girdle is wide. And your head is nodded. Your chin is nodded. So let's go ahead. We're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, extend your arms and your legs out on a diagonal at the same time. And inhale around. Exhale, squeeze. Exhale, squeeze, extend, and release. Squeeze, release. When you bring your arms up, you can think about taking the hat off your head. And it kind of lets you know really where your arms should be going as they extend up. So it's take the hat off the head and back around. Squeeze and in and squeeze and in. 2 more. The next set of exercises we're going to do involves holding the ring overhead. Let's move into leg circles. We're going to lay back on the mat. One leg is extended long. Our arms are holding the circle directly over our chest. And one leg is extended straight in the air. And we can squeeze the circle as we take the leg out to the side, move it down, around, and up, and squeeze and rotate. The smaller the circle of the legs, the more stable your hips will be. If you try to make big circles, you will feel your hips rocking back and forth, which we do not want. We want to pretend we have sandbags on each hip. And if we need to make lower circles, we can. So we'll do 5 in one direction, and we're going to reverse them for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Switch legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse. Continue squeezing that circle. If you need to bend your knee, you can. If you need to bend your leg on the mat, you can also do that for increased stability. It's just leading with the toe. The next exercise we're going to do is the scissors. So we're going to maintain that same placement of our body. We're going to have both legs in the air. The next exercise we're going to do is the scissors. We're going to flex up off the mat. We're holding the circle over our head, and both of our legs are straight to the ceiling. We're going to go ahead and lower one leg and bring the other leg to us in 2 pulses. 1, 2, and switch. 1, 2, squeezing the ring. I like to pulse the ring as I pulse the legs for coordination. It just seems to pulse, pulse, and squeeze, squeeze, pulse, pulse, and squeeze, squeeze. We'll do 2 more. And done. The next exercise we're going to do is the single leg stretch. It's going to be the exact same position we just finished from. So we're going to be flexed up off the mat. We're in tabletop position. Our ring is overhead. We're going to extend one leg out and bring the other knee towards you. And switch, and switch, and switch. Reach the toe away from you and reach, and reach, and reach. And I'm pulsing on my circle with each reach. Let's do 2 more. And done. The next exercise we'll do here is the obliques. So we're going to start with our legs in tabletop position, the ring or the circle resting over our knees. We're going to extend one leg out, take the circle, and press down the top. And switch and press. Rotate your opposite arm to that side and press down. For 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. Last one. We're going to roll right into the teaser. Teaser can be done 2 ways. It can be done with bent knees or straight legs. Bent knees is definitely easier, but if you can do straight legs, that's the ideal way to do it. So, we're going to lay back on the mat, hold the circle behind your head. Legs are on a diagonal in the air. If they're going to be straight, they'll be like on a 45-degree diagonal or up to 90. And if you're going to have bent knees, they're going to be bent at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to start with bent knees and move into straight legs. So we're going to go ahead and inhale, bring the circle overhead. Exhale, we're going to lift up to a balanced position. Our ring is going to be here. Then we're going to go ahead and inhale, lift the circle up above our head and move your spine into extension, thoracic extension, and reach. And we're going to roll back down to the mat. Again, lift and roll up. We're going to balance here and extend our spine to the ceiling and roll back down. Let's try one more, and I'll try this with straight legs, or as straight as I can get my legs. Lift. And down. Having your legs straight in the air is a lot more weight to keep lifted in the air. So it does require more abdominal strength and, of course, more flexibility. The next exercise is one of my favorite, rolling like a ball. It is primarily for balance. It is just a lot of fun to me. So it's another balance. We're going to balance on our sit bones. We're going to keep our knees together, legs bent, legs together, knees bent. Our toes are resting above the mat. Our body is rounded, and we're holding the circle over our feet. We're going to go ahead and stay close here. Go ahead and nod your head. We're going to roll back, and then we're going to use our abdominals to push ourselves back up. So go ahead and roll back and up to a seated, balanced position. And again, you really want to roll on your shoulders. We don't want to roll on our neck or our head. So make sure that that most of the weight lands on your shoulders. Last one. We're going to roll back, use your abdominal, push you back up, seated position, and we're done. The next exercise we're going to do is the rollover. So we're going to, let's go ahead and lie back on the mat. We're going to place the circle between our ankles. So come on up to a tabletop position. And then we're going to extend our legs out on a diagonal, about a 45-degree diagonal. Inhale, bring your legs straight overhead, and exhale, begin lifting your hips off the mat and rolling your spine up and dropping your legs over your head. If you can, go ahead and drop your toes to the mat. Lift them back up, directly horizontal over your torso. And then you're going to begin placing your spine back on the mat, one vertebra at a time, to really get some articulation there. And back to start. Again, squeeze the circle. Lift your hips up and over. Articulate one vertebra at a time. And drop your toes if you can. If not, you just stay right here. And then go ahead, with control, use your abdominals to slowly place your spine back on the mat. Let's do one more. I love that one too. This next exercise we're going to do is the hip twist. Again, we're going to lay back on the mat. We're going to bring our knees into a 90-degree angle, tabletop position, and I'm going to place the circle between our ankles. Inhale to prepare. Shift your legs, shift your hips to one direction. Exhale, press and release. Inhale in, shift. Exhale, press and release. Shift, press, extend, release. Back to center, opposite side. You're going to exhale, extend, exhale. Do two more. And last one. That's the hip twist. This next exercise we're going to do is the open leg rocker. Lie on the mat. Let's go ahead and put the circle back between our ankles. Our legs are on a, actually we're going to go ahead and sit up to a balanced position. Balancing on our sit bones. Our legs are in the shape of a V in the air, and we're holding at our ankles. So we're going to shift back, we're going to roll back, and we're going to roll back up, holding our ankles. So here we go. Exhale, roll back, and up to a seated position, lengthening and extending your torso. And we're going to come back to a rounded position. Roll back, and roll back up. Legs go up, extension of your spine. Roll back, push yourself up, and extend. Let's do one more. And that's the open leg rocker. Let's do heel squeeze prone. Can be a little tricky getting into this position. So, what I like to do is start here and roll myself over. Not easy, but this exercise works. Okay, here we go. Slowly but surely. Okay, it's like a magician doing a trick. But we're here. We're going to rest our forehead on our hands. Okay, our legs and knees are obviously separated. We're going to go ahead and inhale to prepare. Exhale, squeeze the circle and release. Squeeze and release. Exhale, squeeze and release. Now, as you squeeze, you will feel your knees slightly lifting off the mat. That is normal, and that is good. Your glutes will be engaged,
and your knees are slightly lifting off the mat. Now what I would encourage you to watch out for is your lumbar spine. We don't want to lift our knees so that we have any lifting in our lumbar spine. We want to keep it relaxed, flat on the mat. So it's really squeezing. It should be from your glutes to your knees that you feel it. Do 2 more. And squeeze and release.
Excellent. Excellent work. So the next exercise we're going to do is top leg abduction. This is the leg press. So we're going to place the circle at the end of the mat, ankle on the inside, and and both legs are actually on the inside. Here, you can extend your arm out long, or you can rest it on your hand. Your legs are straight. You're lined up along the back of your mat, so you want your body in one long line. Your hips are engaged, your abdominals are engaged, your hips are stacked one on top of one another. You can use your front hand for placement and stability. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and exhale, press and release. We'll do 10 of these. Press, press, exhale, press, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And done. Okay. Now we are doing the adduction leg press. So here we're going to move our ankle to the top and we're going to press down. So we're working the inner thigh here. Same position and press. Exhale, press. And 7, and 6, and 5. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now, continue in the same position, and we're going to press down and raise our leg. So it's a press for the inner thigh and a raise for the outer thigh. Press and raise, and press and raise. Excellent exercise for the hip. And raise. We will have to reverse and do these on the opposite leg too. Let's do 2 more. Press and raise. Last one. There we go. Now, okay, let's reverse it and do those on the opposite side. Bottom leg goes in, top leg goes in. And here we go, our 10 raises. 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Top leg goes up on the outside. And we're gonna press for 10. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're gonna press and raise. Press and raise. 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5. This is excellent for our hips. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Now we're going to stay here and we're going to do both legs together. So you can have your legs inside the circle or outside the circle. Since I'm in this position, I'm going to do my legs inside the circle. So we're going to raise both of our legs together. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's go ahead and do the lateral flexion here as well. With the lateral flexion, we're going to raise our torso at the same time we raise our legs. So it's upper body and lower body. I'm going to stay here, both of my ankles in. Lay on your arm. Your top arm is directly over your top leg. Perfect. Now, we're going to do the spine twist. So the spine twist is excellent for rotation. Legs are straight, extended out in front of you. Your arms are wrapped around the circle, holding the handle on the opposite side, sitting up tall. We're going to exhale on 3 pulses. We're going to inhale to begin, and exhale, pulse, pulse, pulse. So exhale, 2, 3, just like a corkscrew. Do you want to think about your spine growing taller with each rotation? Lightly pressing on the circle. Last one. Excellent. Spine stretch forward is an excellent exercise to stretch your back and your upper spine. So we're going to go ahead and place the circle between your knees. Place your hands on the handle. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, we're going to go ahead and flex our upper body over our femurs. Inhale. And articulate back up. Exhale, flex. You can really feel that flexion in your thoracic spine. You're pressing down on the circle. You're going to inhale and go ahead and articulate back up. Last one. And that's the spine stretch. Forward. The mermaid. Another excellent exercise for stretching and some lateral movement. So go ahead and you're going to bend both of your knees. You're going to put your back foot behind you, and your front foot's actually going to be resting right there on the thigh of your other leg. You're going to press down on the circle. Your opposite arm is going to go up and over. Press the circle. And up and over. Again, reach. You really want to reach with your arm. Think about bringing your upper rib cage, your rib cage towards the ceiling to really get a good flexion there. And last one, keep your head in line with your spine and do not allow it to collapse on your shoulder. So keep it nice and in line with your cervical spine. We're going to switch sides. We'll do 3 on this side. We're going to press and flex. Press, flex, and reach up and over. Last one. And done. So the hamstring stretch. Hamstring stretch, we're going to lay back. We're going to put our, we're going to go ahead and one leg will be straight on the mat, the other leg will come up into tabletop. We're going to place our foot in the handle. We're going to start bended and press and press. Exhale, press and bend. Press and bend. 7 and 6. Really push through your heel to get a good stretch in your calf. And 2 and 1. And you can always bring your leg towards you. The closer you bring your leg towards you, you will feel it more in your hip and your hamstring. So if you bend your knee and really pull the circle towards you, get a really good stretch there. If you straighten it and push through the heel, get a good calf stretch. You can drop the leg out to the side and the opposite side. Get a really good stretch in your hip. Again. Trying to keep your pelvis stable on the mat. Let's switch legs. 10 and 9 and 8 and 7. You want it on the ball. You want the handle on the ball of your foot. And 5 and 4. Sorry, this leg should be down. And 3 and 2 and 1. We're going to pull it towards me. Get a stretch in my hamstring. I'm going to stretch it out, push into my heel for the calf. I'm going to roll it out to the side. Nice stretch on my inner thigh. Roll it out to this side. Nice stretch on my outer thigh. This next exercise we're going to do is the shell stretch. Actually, the next two, the shell stretch and the cat stretch, do not require the ring, but they are excellent to go ahead and relax some of those muscles we've just used. So where are we? Shell stretch. You're going to sit on your heels. Go ahead and place your arms in front of you and let your hands kind of stretch out on the mat. And you're going to flex your spine over your femurs. Oh, that feels so good. Going to inhale to the back and the sides of our ribs. And exhale, we're going to take 3 deep breaths. And that's the shell stretch. This next one, we're going to move into the cat stretch. So we're going to be on all fours. Your hands are under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. You want a flat spine here and wide shoulders. So we're going to begin. Inhale and go ahead and start scooping and rounding your hips and your spine. Really rounding your spine, thoracic spine towards the ceiling. Your head will fall between your arms. Inhale, go ahead and exhale. Begin flattening out at the tail. And then continue to extend your thoracic spine up and out into slight extension. Let's do that again. We're going to inhale round. Exhale, extend. One more time. And that is the end of our Pilates ring flow exercises. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you find yourself really feeling the difference using the Pilates ring for the thighs, the buttocks, and the upper body. Thank you, and join me again.